So we are back live here at Heath High School. We apologize for the delay as we had Wi-Fi issues. And Copperheads, they were able to make do with the delay that we had. As Maverick Stoley's is going to drive it deep to center field, and it does fall short, just short. It's 385 to center field. He hit it 383. So the Copperheads go down, but not before they can put up 2 runs. Mitch Class picking up 2 RBIs, scoring Mason Nadolny and Bam Thomas. So when we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Copperheads will send out Bam Thomas, the man who just hit a double, onto the mound. You're listening to Southern Ohio Baseball on YouTube. We've reached the bottom of the 8th inning here at Heath High School. Welcome everybody to the new stream. Sedric, Granger, Tim, Hanna here on the call as we had some Wi-Fi internet issues, and now we've got them fixed thanks to Tim Hanna doing some damage control. And speaking of damage control, we're going to see some Bam-age control as Ashton Bam Thomas takes the mound here for the Copperheads for the first time this season, and he'll look to pitch a solid inning in what could be the last defensive inning of the year for the Copperheads.
Super excited to see him come out and sling it. Be the last pitcher of the year, potentially, for the Copperheads.
I think if it came down to a little bit of a bet, which of the players on the Copperheads would have the last inning pitched, I don't think a lot of people would have guessed Ashton Bam Thomas or Clayton Hodges or Jordan Long. But we got to see those 3 today, which is quite interesting, quite entertaining. And for lack of better terms, they really pitched very well. As Bam Thomas's first pitch to Johnson is outside for ball number 1. The Copperheads trail 7-4, and the scores were off of Bam Thomas hitting a double and Mason Nadolny getting a walk. That put them both in scoring position, as we'll see a chopper. Johnson gets it out to Nadolny. Nadolny throws it out to Mitch Class, and it's not on time as the throw was off the mark. So a rare mistake there from the Minnesota boys, and the new count's going to start for the next batter, but Johnson is able to reach first here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Tough break. Should have been a routine throw from Nadolny. I think he kind of rushed it. Rushed the throw just a little bit. But nonetheless, see if we can get a ground ball into the infield for a double play.
Up and then back in that summary where we missed, Mitch Class hit a 2-run RBI, scoring Bam Thomas and Mason Nadolny. So that's how it's 7-4. So Copperheads still hanging around, give themselves a chance to try to put together a rally if they can keep it at 7-4. As Bam Thomas now pitches against Twain Cope, who has a walk, a single, and hit into a double play. It also has a pair of runs to complement his day. As the count is evened up, 1 ball, 1 strike. It is the bottom of the 8th inning. We've seen a good bit of action here today in the last game of the season. Copperheads have had games finish 7-4 before. It was the first game against the Hamilton Joes. They won that game 7-4. Now they find themselves down 4-7 as Ashton Bam Thomas will pitch to Wayne Cope as we see the 1-2. Can't Thomas pick up the strikeout? And it hits Wayne Cope. It almost looked like Wayne Cope almost stepped into it a little bit, but takes the hit So he gets on. He's able to get out of the 1-2 jam.
Bam had to kind of laugh that one off a little bit. Thought he had him in a good spot and just creeped a little bit too far inside. Starting to smell the post-game meal here. Looks like they got the barbecue pit over there warming up. We'll have to see what's for dinner, but they're smoking something over there.
The Settlers always seem to do food very, very well. We've had really good experiences here, where there's the mac and cheese, the potato salad, the pulled chicken, pulled pork. They always seem to have some really good stuff, and it looks like this one will be no exception for our final trip, as the 0-1 for Adam Crawford is fouled backwards, and now the count is 0-2. Bam Thomas with the chance to pick up the first out of the inning and his first strikeout of the season with 2 runners on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Copperheads trailing 4-7. The 0-2 is up high, so the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 runners on. Copperheads with more hits now than the Licking County Settlers, but do trail 4-7 as Bam Thomas's next pitch is inside, so the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bam Thomas got to hang in there. He's a lefty batter and also a lefty pitcher. As he'll deal, and now we see a pop fly that's going out towards the foul territory. No play will be able to be made. It's out towards the back fence. It looks like there's a kid running for it, and it looks like he'll have not 1 but 2 foul balls. So we'll do it again at 2-2 as Bam Thomas delivers, and the ball is inside for ball number 3. The 0-2 has turned into a 3-2. Can Bam Thomas pick up strikeout number 1? We'll find out. Adam Crawford determined not to let that happen. Number 14 versus number 14. Bam Thomas's pitch is a pass ball, or wild pitch, rather. And that's going to advance all the runners, as that is ball number 4.
Tough break for Bam. Again, had him in a good spot. And just missed high on that one.
So Dwayne Cope was hit by a pitch. Adam Crawford walked, and Caleb Johnson reached on an error. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. A little bit of a jam as the Settlers look to increase their lead a little bit, give themselves some more breathing room for Bryson Bell or any closing pitcher to potentially get it done, as it looks like there's nobody else warming up. So I believe it will be Bryson Bell, as we see Nellis swing and miss there. Big strike. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike for Caden Nellis. Caden Nellis with a run. Check that 1 RBI as Caden Nellis does not swing at that one, and the ball was just outside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. That gets a groan from the Copperheads dugout, which now every pitcher from the bullpen is over there being able to cheer on Bam Thomas as the bases are loaded, and they're going to call a balk, and that's going to balk in a run, not a walk in a run. First time saying balk in a run. So the bases will have 2 runners in scoring position. Cope is at 3rd, and Crawford is at 2nd, and Caleb Johnson scores on the balk. Caden Nellis fouls off another pitch. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out with 2 runners on, as we'll update that scoreboard for you. It is now 8-4. 2-2 pitch is up high, as we'll see yet again another payoff pitch. Can Bam Thomas pick up out number 1 for the Copperheads? Again, a lot of position players getting chances to go out here and pitch and give themselves a shot just to be competitors. As that ball hit off of Caden Nellis's helmet, knocking his helmet off, but he seems to be okay. That's the reason why you wear helmets. And if you ever question why it's important to wear a helmet, that is your proof. So bases are loaded once again. Nobody out. Caden Nellis reaches first. Crawford on 2nd. Cope on 3rd. Caleb Johnson already came across for the run, as it looks like we'll have a little bit of a powwow at the mound. And Sebastian Silva and Bam Thomas still smiling. TJ Lanning, of course, just enjoying the opportunity to be able to coach up these guys one more time. This is a little bit of the last hurrahs. These guys will be going home tomorrow.
Been a great season, and I know these guys have really enjoyed their time. Hopefully see a couple of these guys back next year. I know the turnover with summer ball is a lot higher, especially in a league like the Great Lakes League, where it really gives guys the opportunity to move up into some of those bigger leagues like the Northwoods League or the Cape Cod League. So the turnover is a little bit higher, but in the past, the Copperheads have had some success returning a lot of guys. Blaine Krim obviously played 2 years down here. A couple other, Sebastian Fabic played a couple of years here as well. So hopefully see a couple of these guys back next year. Of course, I'll be cheering on the team. Watching from a different part of the world, but still going to be cheering on my Copperheads.
Of course, once a Cheddar, always a Cheddar. Here in Athens, you got to love being a Southern Ohio Copperhead, and again, the community just embraces you, and again, you just feel that love all the way around, whether it's the fans, the workers, the players, everybody. And it's just been great as Nick Lukac sees big swing and miss. A little bit of a smirk there. Count is full with the bases loaded up. Bam Thomas delivers, and that ball is outside. He has walked the bases. And Wayne Cope crosses the plate. That is run number 9 for Licking County.
Bam still trying to get his first out. He's been getting them in good spots. You know, the 2-2 counts, 3-2 counts, a couple of these guys as well. Just can't seem to finish there on the plate. But you can tell he's having fun out there. He's still all smiles. Of course, a guy that loves laughing and joking, as a lot of these guys do. But Bam, one of the better jokesters on this team, and he has been all year long.
I'd have to agree. Oh, there goes the bat. And, oh, that's got to be interference. I don't know if that's going to stand, as Copperheads has some struggles reaching the ball, as the bat went directly towards Mitch Class while he was trying to make the play. And will it stand as a single?
Yeah.
That stands as a single? I don't know about that. I know that's probably the rule, but just in general, I think that's something where if a bat is coming flying at you and you're forced to make the play, what's Mitch Class supposed to do?
Yeah, that's a tough break for Mitch Class. Glad he's okay, because that bat came flying in.
So not one, but 2 runners come across in that crazy situation. It'll go down as a 2 RBI single, scoring Adam Crawford and Cade Nellis. It is now an 11-4 ball game, as the Settlers just need 3 more runs, as both their runners will take their bases. They both steal. As there will be no throw, it's Drew Garf getting to second and Nick Lukac getting to third in unison. And I'll go give the update here on the scoreboard. There we go, 11-4, as Bam Thomas, last inning of the year, will try to pick up and out, as we'll see a deep drive out into left field. It is going to be fielded. It looks like it's a little bit of a slip and slide out there. Clayton Hodges eventually able to field it. That's another runner coming across. It's Nick Lukac this time off of the RBI single from Ben Kaplan. So it is 12-4 as the Copperheads are looking to avoid the mercy rule, which has happened a few times against the Settlers. It looks like we have some substitutions. So it looks like we have new person coming in, a pinch hitter, number 7. Number 7 is Chase Wisner. So Chase Wisner, with his first at-bat of the day, will take ball number 1 from Bam Thomas, with runners on the corners, Drew Garf at third, and Ben Kaplan at first. Bam Thomas delivers, and it's in for a strike. He picks up the strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, 2 runners on. And a 12-4 ball game here in what could be the last inning for the Copperheads. The game-winning run is on for the Licking County Settlers, and the Settlers have run-ruled the Copperheads a couple of times this season, including in the last game most recently, 20-10 in a very high-scoring affair. As Bam Thomas deals the 2-1, and we see Kaplan take advantage, and he goes. Another stolen base for the Licking County Settlers.
I will say the one thing for Bam Thomas, obviously, don't have any expectations for him to be able to come in and strike a bunch of guys out, but he is finding the zone and just missing every once, missing close, as Coach Lanning's going to come back out here and Bam's trying to wave him off, but he knows that's probably the end of his day.
So Wisner walks. The bases are loaded once again, and it looks like we'll have a new pitcher come in, and it'll be Maverick Stallings coming in to get himself a shot to pitch. So I guess you get to pitch. You get to pitch. Tim, why don't you get out there? You might be able to pitch.
I struggled yesterday on the mound after the hitting clinic. I went out there and was serving it up a little, trying to serve it up a little bit, and just not quite doing very well. I think I threw maybe one strike.
Well, at least you weren't like Charlie Clegg, who walked you in 4 pitches.
Yep. Yes, he did. Wants to tell me that it was a strikeout, but it was not. The check swing did not go.
See, it was great getting to be out there with the baseball drills because, again, you get to interact with the players that way, as well as being able to potentially show off some of your own baseball skills. When I was taking the kids to the batting cages to get their opportunity, Kyle called me out and wanted me to get a couple of BPs, so I was able to
go in there and hack at it?
I did hack at it a few times. Got a couple pitches tossed over to me. Hit every single time. I won't promise there was velocity behind it, but there was contact. So Maverick Stallings with his first inning pitched. And the Copperheads do trail 12-4, as it looks like the Copperheads and the Settlers are just having a good conversation there in the infield, all just buddying it up, of course, as again, at the end of the day, these guys are all baseball players and all can bond over that factor. You don't have hatred and rivalry like that, and like you might see in some leagues. Again, it's all about having fun. It's summertime, and I like being able to have a season where it ends like this, where everyone's just having joy, having smiles, and we could just sit back, relax, and enjoy a good ball game. And I hope you guys are all doing that, as I want to say thank you to every single fan that has tuned in today through thick and thin, through Wi-Fi issues and storms. I'm very glad to have you guys listening to the Copperheads broadcast this whole season. This is game 38 of 38. Sedric Granger and Tim Hanna, both of us, are getting ready to sign off for the last time as potentially Copperheads. I may think about coming back, but I want to make sure to also give this opportunity to a lot of other young broadcasters because, again, it's a very valuable experience to be able to have. And I believe I may be applying to either the Northwoods League or the Cape Cod or both and see what I can potentially get in one of those leagues.
Shout out to Bryce Tinson doing great things up there for the Battle Creek Battle Jacks up in the Northwoods League. They're having a pretty decent season this year. Playoffs are coming up for the Northwoods League as well.
The 1-0 to Furshaw is swung on and missed. So strike number 1, first strike thrown by Maverick Stallings this year, as we have all types of adjustments. Mason Nadani is your new shortstop. Jordan Long is your third baseman, as we're doing a little bit of a mix and match here for the infield, as the 1-1 is over the plate for strike number 2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maverick Stallings, the usual shortstop, now being able to test out that arm. Copperheads in their green jerseys, green hats, and gray pants. Maverick Stallings sets up, delivers, and it is inside to Furshaw. It's evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You got to give him that throw. That one was almost right on the money, just a tick on the inside part of the plate there.
Swung on and missed. That's strike number 3. Chalk up the K for Maverick Stallings.
Bam probably a little bit upset he wasn't able to get a strikeout there. Final stat line on the day for Bam Thomas. No official inning pitched. 2 hits, 5 runs, and 3 walks. Oh, goodness. We love Bam. But stick to the outfield, Mr. Bam Thomas.
The Settlers have bat around the order, and we have Jack Rando coming in here, as he will be pinch hitting for Caleb Johnson, so he'll be the new designated hitter. Jack Rando is from Belmont University, and he's a little bit of everything. He's a pitcher that's out here doing some hitting as well, as he takes the first 3 pitches all for balls. So as now the Settlers have batter on the order. See the pitch over the plate. So now the count is 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 runners on. You can't afford to walk. As the bases are loaded with Wisner on first, Kaplan on second, Drew Garf on third. Maverick Stallings delivers. It's going to be chopped right over to Jordan Long, who steps on the bag at third base, throws it over to first base, and the play is made. It's a double play. Copperheads retire the side. Maverick Stallings gives a big cheer. Jordan Long hypes up the crowd a little bit. And it's a lot of joy here for the Copperheads. They'll need 8 to tie, 9 to win it here on the road. I didn't stop believing. Tim's not stopping believing. And this Copperhead squad's not going to stop believing. And I know for a fact they're not going to stop having fun here at Heath High School. Copperheads down 12-4. And when we come back, it might be the last inning for the Copperheads. We'll see. You listen to the Southern Ohio Baseball on YouTube. It's the top of the 9th inning here at Heath High School, where the Licking County Settlers lead 12-4. As the new pitcher is Nick Oyster. He'll pitch it to Sebastian Silva, where it's swung on and missed. Nick wants to make the world his oyster, for lack of a better term, as he'll try to close off the Copperheads and give the Settlers a spot in the GLSEL playoffs and be the 1 seed. They're sitting in really good position as Nick Oyster's pitch is down low. As for the Copperheads, they just need one more runner to get on, and then that can help Kyle Ratliff and maybe give him one more chance to bat here today, as Copperheads put up a valiant effort. They were able to get the game within 3 multiple times, 2 even, as Silva will chop it over. It goes past Oyster. Lukac running with all he got into the infield, and he throws it in time to first base for out number 1. Drew Fershaw, the new first baseman, making a play. So that's 1 down in the inning as the Copperheads have only 2 more outs left on the season, and that'll bring on Jordan Long. Jordan Long picking up the double play and then pointed at the broadcast tent. Very, very happy to see that as he's out there having fun, gotten to pitch a little bit, gotten to hit a little bit, doing a little bit of everything, which really represents what Jordan Long has been for this team, doing a bit of everything as he'll chop it right over to Lukac at shortstop, who throws it. Jordan Long can't beat the throw. It's not in time. 2 runners up, 2 runners down, as the Copperheads are down to their final out of the 2022 season, and it'll be Clayton Hodges. Clayton Hodges, who Picked up 3 strikeouts as a batter. Has reached 1 time today on a walk. Is 1 for 3. Now, not every day can a batter say he struck out more players than he struck out himself.
Very Shohei Ohtani type stat line for Clayton Hodges today.
Oyster delivers the 0-1. It's going to be fouled backwards. Copperheads down to their final strike of the season is, man, made it all the way to this point. It's been quite the season, Tim. And
yes, it has. Been a great summer.
Nick Oyster, the 0-2. It's up high. We live to see another pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So Nick Oyster sets here in the top of the 9th. The 1-2 is up high again. Copperheads trying to stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Pressure starting to build up a little bit now, I guess.
I am on the edge of my
runs.
seat. The 2-2's chopped backwards and looks like it gets the foot of Clayton Hodges a bit. But he remains alive at 2 balls, 2 strikes. As he's a little bit hobbled there, as all these players have put their bodies on the line and have played anywhere in between about 30 to 38 games for the Copperheads this season. And the pitchers also playing quite a lot, anywhere between 5 and 12, 5 and 13 games this season. That's not easy on the body, as the 2-2 to Clayton Hodges swung on and missed. That's strikeout number 3, and that's your season, folks. Copperheads finished this year 15 and 23 on the year, but got some big wins and had some good wins over some really solid teams, including 1 win over the Settlers, 1 win over the Joes. Speaking of those 2 teams, those will be the 2 playoff teams in the GLSCL. Congratulations to the Licking County Settlers, as the Licking County Settlers had a great season, finishing 22 and 16. They will be your number 1 seed in the South. And then also finishing in 2nd place will be the Hamilton Joes. The Hamilton Joes-Cincinnati Steam game will not mean anything in terms of the rankings, as the playoffs are set. On the other side, it'll be the Lima Locos and the Michigan Monarchs who will duke it out. And Tim, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lima Locos pulled off the upset.
Lima Locos, a team that show up every year during the playoffs, one of the better teams historically in the GLSCL. And all 4 of these teams that are left this year, all very tough teams, tough out. Each team does one thing very well. And so it'll be interesting to see how they all kind of match up with each other. We'll see, obviously, the Hamilton Joes pitching staff, just absolutely incredible, top to bottom, down there in Hamilton. And, of course, the Licking County Settlers kind of do it all as far as very productive offensively. I would say that's their best characteristic. And then the Michigan Monarchs, obviously a very solid pitching staff, but they got some dudes that can hit on that team. And the Lima Locos, also a handful of all-stars.
It is, including Dorn, the pitcher, has the best ERA in the league.
Yeah, Dorn up for Pitcher of the Year, I would have to think, in the GLSCL. So it's going to be very interesting to watch these teams duke it out this week. First series is going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the championship series Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. Those will be played at home fields. No neutral site locations for this. As Licking County Settlers, once again, congratulations to them, but also congratulations to our Copperheads for a great season, a memorable one, and one that brought us a lot of joy. We may have some post-game content. We may get 1 interview or 2, and then let these guys get on their way and get home and really just celebrate themselves, especially tonight. They'll have some time tonight before having to leave the next day. So hopefully these guys can enjoy being in each other's presences. I have no doubt they made not only friends this year, but friends for a lifetime in this, as Coach Lanning gives his hugs to every other player on the team as they get ready to take off the jersey for the last time today as Copperheads. Listen to Southern Ohio Baseball on YouTube. So for the last time this year, I'm joined by Coach TJ Lanning. And Coach, you guys had a pretty fun game. There's lots of laughs, lots of smiles. We had lots of laughs and lots of smiles here in this last game as well. Just tell me a lot about all the joys you've had this season as a coach of this team.
I mean, it was great, man. I love each and every one of these guys. You know, we had our highs and we had our lows throughout the summer, you know, but I love how these guys stuck it out and battled to the very end. You know, I'm very happy and thankful for these guys coming out this summer. I got to give it up to them. They played their hearts out, you know. Maybe it's not the results what they wanted all summer long, but you know what? I like to think they took a little bit something away from this summer and they got a little bit better.
It is. I guarantee they took a lot from this summer as well as friendships. I think that's one of the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
things as well. They formed so many great bonds, not just with their own team, but even with the other teams that they played, especially playing the Settlers so many times over and over again. But again, do you have any moments just where, again, you're going to cherish those kind of for the rest of your life?
I
this
think
season?
every part of the summer, you know, back when COVID year, not having the chance to play and having to call those guys and say, hey, you're not having a season. You know, having the actual season this summer is going to be something that I'll cherish forever. You know, this is technically my second year, but first year actually coaching it. So every moment I enjoyed it, man. It was just a blessing to be out here.
Of course. And everybody's question, of course, is whether you might come back as a Copperheads coach. And again, I'm not somebody who controls that, but we'd definitely love to be able to see you back for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Athens community really embraced you and embraced the whole team this year. And
Thank you.
again, we're sad this is the last one, Coach.
It's not the last, that's for sure. So, but just thank you for everything you've done this year, Sedric, man. I really enjoyed talking to you, man. You got one heck of a future right ahead of you, man. So you're really good at this broadcasting stuff, man.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. And I remember even from day one when we went out there, we got to go out to Jackie O's. And again, you pulled me aside and told me that. I mean, it was just great for my confidence
Yeah,
and just
man.
being able to have a lot of joy. And I really appreciate you, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you, Sedric.
Yep, take care.
Thank you.
We've made it through game 38 of this Copperhead season, and it was a pleasure and an honor to be with you guys throughout this entire year, through the ups, through the downs, through thick, through thin, through the sunny days and the stormy skies. It has been absolutely phenomenal to be a Copperhead, do or die. It was a beautiful season, even though, of course, we had more losses than wins, but the wins that we had were absolutely terrific.
It
Tim.
was. You just got to think back to obviously starting opening night off with a bang like that, the walk off. Some of the other really big games, the Turn of Gold game, I mean, just so many different games, especially in front of thousands of people out there at Bob Wren, and we've had some special road wins too, just for mentally for the team throughout the year, but. You got to think back to some of those crazy home games.
Yes, you do. I mean, we'll even go back through some of them. I mean, obviously, Grand Lake opening night, winning that one on a walk-off from Josh Steidel. Big road win over Hamilton in game number 2. And then another big win on Turn It Gold night. Won that on a walk-off grand slam from Kyle Ratliff. The alumni night walk-off grand slam from Kyle, or walk-off home run from Kyle Ratliff to beat the Xenia Scouts. And then the second game, Adam Beery came in clutch, winning in overtime and being able to pull off 2 wins in a row on alumni night. And then, of course, the last home game, Copperheads being able to stave off the Ice Haulers and win 6-5. Those were just some of the highlight moments of this Copperhead season. A lot of highlight performances, highlighted players, and I know they're off to really great futures in their respective careers. And we just appreciate all you fans, all you parents, everybody who joined us. And we also want to give, again, a shout-out to Bill LaRue, Annie Valent, Charlie Clegg, Chris Marks, and all the Copperhead staff as well, too, have helped us in so many ways and given us the opportunity to be able to broadcast this year. It's a blessing to be able to get behind here, get a nice headset, have equipment to be able to put together our streams. Even we're using a little webcam on these road games and everything like that, and getting to travel with the team, such an honor of an experience. But yeah, we'll wrap it up as the Copperheads fall today 4-12 to the Licking County Settlers. And for the last time this season, for Sedric Granger and Tim Hanna, we are signing off.